Hey guys, what's up? Might have been a few months for you, might have been a week, but nice to see you guys again, sort of in a very figurative way since I can't see you guys at all. Here I am. Today's video, as you saw in the title, is my Q2 review and then my Q3 goal announcement update. It went pretty well in Q2 for me. It didn't go as well as Q1, but for the most part of that first quarter, I wasn't really working. Like I worked 4 to 8 hours a week, so I was doing a lot more work at home. Been more or less part-time, but it's usually 30 plus hours a week. Hopefully they actually like cut me back a little bit. We'll see. I can't say no if they're gonna give me hours. So in any case, Q2 still went well, so I'm gonna review what my goals were. Just real quick go over them and then talk about Q3 goals. I'm trying to keep this video relatively short because last week's video, if you have seen it, you're a trooper. Well, if you finished it, you're definitely like a super trooper. But it was, I think the final cut was 1 hour and 30, and that was a little bit over 2 hours of recorded footage and like 8+ hours of editing it. Because I stutter, or not really stutter, I say and stuff like that. Like I drag out my words a lot, and it was just like, why did you do this? Just talk right. So lesson learned. I probably won't attempt to do a long video like that again, but if I do, I'm just going to record it better so I don't have to edit it so much. All right, anyway, let's get back to the Q2 goals. So I try to keep around 3 goals per quarter. My biggest goal in Q2 was to edit Tower of Dogs, which is the first novel in my current series. And that was just like a final edit, get it to betas, and then start on the first or rough draft of the sequel, which we'll call Project DOS or DOS, however you want to call it. I did get the edits done, and I knew as soon as I got those last developmental edits done that was the book. Like it felt so good because the previous draft I'm like, okay, I wrote the ending, but it doesn't feel as cohesive, as strong of a story. But when I finished draft 4, I knew, and it was great. It does need a couple edits yet. I've already found typos, like kind of looking through it. But I'm going to wait till I get more feedback from my betas to do another pass through before it gets to my editor in the fall. So that was the other part. I did acquire an editor officially. So I did a thing, which was actually supposed to be a goal coming up in Q3, but I managed to do it early. So yay. So I did that. I did start, well, what I did is I got a very rough outline, and I don't outline as much because I tend to deviate, but in this case the outline feels right, so I think that might be the track that the story goes. And I wrote the first chapter, so I didn't write much. I think I have just over 2,000 words, but I started it, which I did not expect to do till, again, when you're seeing this, it'll be June 30th, so I didn't expect to start till tomorrow. But I got a little start, so yay. The second goal that I had was to do 10 to 12 character portraits from my story. And I started out pretty good. I think I was doing 1 a week. Doing semi-realistic character portraits, which is what I wanted to do. There's an example right here. It takes a little bit more time because it's not the style that I'm used to, but it's a style that I want to get better at. So it was kind of let me do it to get better at it, and also to have promotional stuff and show off my characters. But it was becoming very stressful to be all right, I gotta sit here and dedicate 3-4 hours or whatever to getting this character's design down and what I want it to look like using new techniques. And then I was like, okay, I think about halfway through the quarter, I had a little video chat, and I was just like, I'm gonna dial it back and just do concept art, because concept art I can knock it out. And I think I got 3 of those done, 2 or 3. I'll just throw up a random character here just so we have an example of what I've been doing. I'll talk about characters later in like an actual character video, but there's a little spoofy. So I thought I would like be able to knock those out really quick, and then I kind of fell a drawing slump, I guess. I just didn't feel like coming up here and sitting on my tablet. It's kind of warm up in my office. I just got a fan because the air just doesn't want to work sometimes up here. So I didn't really want to sit up here, and we had just had so many other things going around the house. I didn't get to it. I'm not making an excuse because it's something I still plan on doing, but I had that feeling I used to get when I was doing commissions of like, great, now I have to draw and I really am not in the mood. I just said, you know what, take off the stress. If I do it, I do it. I will do it at some point, but I'm not going to force myself to do it. I kind of let that one slide, and I was really concentrating on reading after, like, I was in a reading mood at that time too, so I wanted to be reading more books than drawing, which is fine. I did get some of those books done. I'll mention those in a minute. And then the third project, or third goal for the second quarter, was part of my patch project. I had started a crochet pattern in March, I want to say, because I wanted to make little Patch Fox into like crochet, but this design, I kind of modified it because this is my learning design. I know his sweater is frumpy, but it doesn't quite match Patch, but it does match his grandpa, Pawpaw Fox, who's in my little Father's Day picture here. And so I finished him, and I'm super proud. Like, he is super cute. I'll take off the sweater just so you can see if you haven't seen him. But he is like just this super cute fox, and I'm in love with him, and he's mine. I want to make more for sure, but I was trying to like make him a grandpa sweater, and it didn't quite work the way I envisioned it. I mean, I got the shape and the design down, again, fit wise, but I think because my stitches are very similar in size and everything to him, it just looks weird. So I might just have to make him a sweater out of fabric later. I tried, but I got my pawpaw. I still have to make his little glasses though. I'll figure that out. Or maybe I'll find little doll wireframe glasses that I can use for him. I did get him done, and I was supposed to do the May, June, and July illustration for Patch. I haven't done July yet because I had that scheduled to try to get it out like 2 weeks early, but then it felt really weird when I was like, for Father's Day, if it was like, it would have been beginning of June, so people would have been confused. So essentially I'm just releasing the illustration in the month from now on, and part of that reason was just so the end of the year I wasn't missing the month. So July will be done in quarter 3, but I did get May and June done, and yeah, so I got my patch project on par, and then I did read 14 books in mostly reading order. I read The Protector of the Small series by Tamora Pierce. I read 3 Twisted Tales, Conceal, Don't Feel, Mirror, Mirror, and So This Is Love. That way I could do my review. I read Song of the Dryad by Natalia Lee and did a review. I read Garden of Lies by Zach Piper and did a review for that. And I did a review for Untamed by Stephen Harris. So those 3 that I just mentioned were self-pub books, and part of starting that new video series of doing book reviews for self-pub indie things. I read Wicked, reread Wicked. I haven't read that since high school, and I'm pretty sure we read it junior year in my English class. And then for those who are familiar, I don't know how we were allowed to read that in school, because it was very, very sexually graphic and weird in some spots. So, but apparently, like, I found out it was the first of 4 in a series, so maybe down the line, once the rest of the TBR is done, I'll listen to the rest. The middle grade that I read was Return of the Indian, which is the sequel to The Indian in the Cupboard, which I listened to last quarter. It's not, you don't have to listen to them all to get the story, because the first one definitely stands alone, and the second one actually, it continues well, but it doesn't like lead into a third. So you can stop at number 2. My library only had it up to 1 and 2. I read another indie book called The Mysterious Soldier Part 1, and it's I hesitate to say it's a book because it was only like 100 pages. So it was like more of a novella, but I think the way that the plot went, and I think there's a trilogy, I feel like it should have just been a longer book with all 3 parts in it, but I haven't read the other 2 yet, so I don't know. We'll maybe talk about it in the review video. I actually listened to the audiobook for the Fellowship of, like, Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. That's it. Yeah. I thought I wouldn't get to those till like the last things on my TBR, because I struggled a bit to read The Hobbit. I think it was just a lot of words and tangents. But listening, I found a very good narrator. Listening to it is entertaining. It's so enjoyable. So I'm actually in the middle of 2 towers right now, but I can't count it. I'm not done. Is that it? Is that all 14? I think that's all 14. So I had 14 books in quarter 2. Not bad. Like I said, it was a pretty productive second quarter. I learned, relearned, realized is the correct word here. Realized a couple things about my work process. And because I had tried Camp Nano in April, and after 2 weeks, it became a struggle because, as I mentioned way earlier in the year, I work better on a 2-week rotation, essentially, or like a 2-week intensive. So we learned that again, and we're gonna carry that forward. But also, I don't know if it was just because it's been 5-6 months straight of producing content and trying new things and seeing what's working, what's not working, also actually making progress in the novel and kind of seeing where everything's going. It feels like I need to take a small step back from the output so I can actually put a little bit more time into the creation instead of having a video come out every week, do every other week. That way I can actually write a little bit more, because I ran into a lot of days where Wednesday was my post day, also my day off, and if I didn't have a video, there goes my writing time because I have to get the video done. So partially poor scheduling, but it's also, I don't know. It's a lot of things, and with it being summer, definitely quarter 3, sort of lightening up on the goals because I have a ton of yard work. A ton. And I need to get it into a more manageable thing and get certain things just done. So yard work, we still have to paint the upstairs, and we might have some other fun, might have some other fun news in the next couple weeks to keep me busy as well. So, and I want to spend time with that. And I got Stephanie, Cordy's coming over in July, first week of July. As far as Camp Nano in July goes, I'm not officially participating again. But probably the second half of July will be my 2-week intensive to try and do it. And that's because of quarter 3 goal. So for quarter 3, I'm still gonna have 3-ish goals, but one's like a major priority and the other 2 are more of like tertiary things that I'd like to get done, but I'm not going to put that pressure on to do. And I'm going to reference my board over here. So the first goal was to find an editor for Tower of Dogs, which I already did. So the next part is to get the cover done. I have a very rough draft of the series covers, so I know what they all kind of look like together, but I really need to get a better draft done of Tower of Dogs so I can order the proof copy soon. And then July, August, September, and then so by the end of quarter 3 I need to have all that feedback from the beta readers so I can do one final pass before it goes to the editor. It sort of is the priority because it's this, Tower of Dogs is supposed to come out in January. That's so much to plan right there without even, I should probably kind of look at setting up the files. But anywho, I'm trying to stay ahead so that I can have a semi-quick release with the second and the third book. So the big goal really is working on the sequel, Project Dose. Ideally, I want to get a very rough draft of the whole book, of all of book 2. If not, if I can get 50 to 60,000 words into it, that would at least be like halfway, but that would be kind of definitely a more solid writing in there, not just like vomiting words to get like a rough draft out. So somewhere though, either of those goals, 50 to 60,000 words, or getting the whole like rough first draft done would be awesome. That'd be awesome. And then the third goal is still working with patch project stuff. I need to do the July, August, and September illustrations and start crocheting my next fox, because crocheting is very nice and relaxing sometimes. Moving forward with that is creating a more solid pattern that actually resembles Patch, the way I draw him. So that'll be interesting to figure out. It's not a priority by any means, but it'd be something like, oh, I can work on this. And then my TBR, I cannot wait till I can not have a TBR. Never doing that again once that's done. I have 6 books, plus I'm in the middle of 3 right now, so 9. I'm in the middle of His Fakak, so I'm beta reading Stephanie's novel. I'm in the middle of 2 Towers, and then I'm in the middle of another self-pub book called The Hunted by Pip Coombs, which I would love to do a review for as soon as I'm done with that. And then the other 6 I have are Diamond Age and Snow Crash by Neil Stevenson. I always mix his last name up. Diamond Age I know I read in high school. I never read Snow Crash. I thought it was the sequel. I don't know, but I'm gonna reread them and find out. So I have those 2 books, and then I have Go the Distance, the Hercules Twisted Tale. I probably am gonna end up doing this one as a read along. I'm so excited. I hope it's good. I hope it's good. I hope it's good. And then I need to read Starsight, which is the sequel to Brandon Sanderson's Skyward. Obviously Return of the King, finishing of the trilogy. And I am praying for Destillations of Devil's Acre to be an audiobook in the next month, because I need to listen to it. I already listened to the first 5 with the same narrator, and I'm pretty sure it's the same narrator. Regardless, I know what the characters sound like and I want to hear them. Worst comes to worst, I can borrow the audio or the ebook from my library, but I really just want to listen to it. So fingers crossed that it releases as an audiobook in my library soon. But that's what's on my TBR for the upcoming quarter. Other than that, really, I just need to focus on writing the second book and getting all this house stuff done and out of the way so I can just have that brain space available. So yeah. So that was a little bit longer of a video than I thought. What are your guys' goals for the upcoming quarter? How's your year going? I think my yearly goal, like when I made my 2021 goals, I went uber light on them because I didn't know if it was going to turn out like last year where I got like nothing done. And I got those. The only thing left on that for me right now is the TBR, so definitely want to get that done this quarter. But otherwise, yeah, my year's been going good, being very productive. Things keep coming up, but we're pushing forward. How are you guys doing? How you doing over there? Do you have goals? Do you have a TBR? Oh, Patreon, yes. So as of tomorrow, my new $1 Patreon tier is opening, where you'll be able to read, as time goes on, you'll be able to read my whole novel on there for just $1. But in July, I'll be posting, I think, the first 4 chapters once a week, and I'm thinking I might give those public access just so anybody who's interested in the book can read sample chapters. And then it will be a Patreon exclusive from August, and that'll be like every other week. If you join in July or August and you stay a patron and support me through the release in January, you will get a free copy of the book. It's kind of like an exchange or whatever, as a token of my gratitude for your support and hopefully enjoying the book. So that's coming up. I need to get that post ready. I'm gonna go do that. Probably already done it at this point of this video going up, but yeah, I'm gonna go do that. And you guys go do your things. Let me know how you're doing, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.